This baby was despised by her family as soon as she was born. When her father saw her, he turned around and walked away immediately. Her mother also disliked her. Thinking she was a troublemaker, her brother hated her for taking away their parents' love. As a result, Matilda lived like an invisible person and was often forgotten in the car. In order to win her parents' love and change her ignored situation, Matilda tried hard to show her genius side. When she was 5 months old, she learned to write her own name. At the age of 2, she learned how to take care of herself. She could not only wash and change clothes by herself, but also when she was alone at home. She could crack eggs and make pancakes as skillfully as an adult. Then she would read a book while having breakfast. However, such a cute and smart girl still couldn't get her parents' love. One night, Matilda summoned up her courage and asked her father to buy her a children's book.
Why would you want to read when you got the television set sitting right in front of you?
It was not until she was pushed away roughly by her brother that Matilda realized that she was different from her family. She no longer expected their love and could only find ways on her own to get what she needed. The next morning, Matilda opened the address book, found the address of the library, and then she walked 10 kilometers and carefully crossed the dangerous roads to reach the library and read voraciously. In just a few weeks, she had read all the children's books and started to read more profound and obscure literary books. Matilda went back and forth between home and the library every day. Soon it was time for her to go to school, but her parents couldn't remember her real age. Even after she asked to go to school, they mercilessly laughed at her as a freak. Matilda cried sadly, and her tears dropped on the book one by one. What's more, her father didn't allow anyone in the family to be smarter than him. That evening, he reported a set of cards selling data to test his son's calculation ability. Unexpectedly, as soon as he finished speaking, Matilda gave the answer. Everyone was shocked, but more angry.
Are you being smart with me? If you're being smart with me, young lady, you're gonna be punished.
Punished for being smart?
Matilda's rebuttal completely enraged her father. He roughly tore up the book she had borrowed and then forcibly turned her head, forcing her to watch TV. Matilda was very angry and she decided to teach her unreasonable father a lesson. In the middle of the night, while everyone was sound asleep, the girl quietly pushed open her parents' door and went straight into their bathroom, getting ready to play a trick on her egotistical father as a punishment. Matilda looked around. When her eyes landed on the bleach on the cabinet, she immediately got an idea. She tiptoed over, took down her father's hair oil, unscrewed the cap, and poured it all into the sink. Then she poured in the bleach. All of a sudden, the alarm clock went off. Her father was about to get up. Matilda got a fright. She quickly put everything back where it was, then got down on her knees and quietly crawled out of the room. Her father didn't notice her little prank at all. He picked up the bottle without suspecting a thing and started taking care of his hair.
I say appearance is 9/10 of the law. People don't buy a car, they buy me.
When the father walked out of the room with confidence, everyone was shocked because his hair had turned a faded color and looked really funny. The father was puzzled and hurried over to the mirror to see what was going on. As a result, he was so scared that he passed out right away. Only Matilda was secretly laughing, but soon she thought that the punishment for her father was still too mild. Matilda and her brother went to her father's used car dealership. To her horror, she saw that her father actually used super glue to fix the fenders, used a two-way electric drill to lower the odometer numbers, and fake the dial. He was cheating and breaking the law. Matilda tried to talk her father out of it, but he scolded and humiliated her severely.
Listen, you little wiseacre. I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
Matilda felt helpless and resentful about this, so she put super glue on her father's hat, trying to make him understand how important it was to be a law-abiding citizen. Otherwise, painful punishment would be waiting for him. In order to take off his hat, the father made a fool of himself like a clown, which made the other guests in the restaurant laugh. He was not happy about this and held a grudge against Matilda for the trouble she had caused him. In order to get rid of her, he made a deal with the principal of a nearby strict school at the cost of a used car.
Congrats yourself. Yeah, I got a boy, Mikey, and one mistake, Matilda.
So Matilda was sent to this school. On her first day at school, she witnessed a really terrifying scene. With the wooden door creaking, out came a pair of thick thighs. At once, the crowd that had been having fun went quiet. Everyone just couldn't help but step back to avoid the approaching principal. Matilda was so nervous she could hardly breathe, especially when she saw the whip in the principal's hand. So scared was she that she hid herself. A kind-hearted female classmate, after seeing Matilda, took the initiative to tell her all the information about the principal. It was said that the principal had been in the Olympics and was good at shot put, javelin, and hammer throw. She liked to grab disobedient students, lift them up high, and throw them out of the window. What was even scarier was that she had a detention room full of nails, which she used to punish students who talked back to her. Matilda was terrified all of a sudden.
Fresh meat.
The principal pushed Matilda aside and walked up to the girl in the pink jumpsuit. She grabbed the girl's braid, spun her around and around, and then let go and threw her out just because she didn't like girls with braids. Matilda's frightened heart didn't calm down until she met her math teacher. Miss Hanni was a sweet person. She told the students to be friendly to the new classmate and gently introduced the classroom rules to Matilda. When they were going over multiplication, Matilda showed some amazing calculating skills. Miss Hanni was amazed and was certain that Matilda was a genius. Then she went to the principal's office and proposed that Matilda skip grades and go right to the 6th grade. But this made the principal unhappy. She hated and was jealous of smart students. The next day at school, without a word, the principal locked Matilda in the detention room. Luckily, Miss Hanni noticed something was wrong and saved the girl in time. This really made the bad-tempered principal angry. She stormed into the classroom during class and picked on the students on purpose. After making a big fuss for no reason at all, the principal was thirsty. She just poured a glass of water and was about to drink it when she saw a chameleon in the cup. This made her really angry. She thought it was Matilda's revenge and kept using mean words to put the girl down. Looking at the mean principal, Matilda was really angry. She knitted her brows tightly and her eyes became sharp. Soon, the glass broke under her stare, and the chameleon flew out and landed on the principal's clothes. The principal was so scared that she let out a frightened scream. Matilda quickly realized that her superpower had awakened. She decided to really develop her superpower and teach this mean principal a lesson. The girl stared hard at the glass full of water, saying tip over in the teacher's expectant look. But she failed. Matilda was really frustrated. She quickly explained to the teacher that she wasn't lying. She really had superpowers and could make everything move. Miss Hanni didn't make fun of her or put her down. Instead, she invited the girl to her place. As they walked, Matilda saw a deserted mansion. This was the bad principal's home. 20 years ago, this had been Miss Hanni's home after the bad principal came. She kicked Miss Hanni out. Miss Hanni didn't even have time to take the doll her parents gave her. After learning about the trouble between Miss Hanni and the bad principal, Matilda decided to help her get back her beloved doll. But obviously, neither she nor Miss Hanni could beat the bad principal now. She had to find a way to use her superpowers to defeat the scary bad principal. Until this night, her father started yelling at her again for no reason. Matilda realized that her superpower came from being angry at unfairness. The louder her father yelled, the stronger her power would be. So, she started using anger to control her superpowers. The scenes of being wronged kept flashing in Matilda's mind like a movie. Her superpower also grew from moving beans to being able to control all the stuff in the room at the same time. The time was right. Under the cover of darkness, Matilda sneaked into the bad principal's mansion, quietly want to help Miss Hanni get her doll back. She climbed up to the roof by a ladder and then took out a telescope to look. Soon, she found the room where the doll was. Under Matilda's urging, the doll floated up from the bed, went out through the window and came straight to her. After getting the teacher's doll back, Matilda also used her superpowers to play a trick on the bad principal and scared her so much. When the bad principal was about to drive escape from the mansion, she saw a red ribbon that wasn't hers. She picked it up and smelled it hard, realized it was a prank. Then she stormed into the school angrily, vowing to find the person who did it and give him a good scolding. Under her mean rule, the students stood in a line obediently and didn't dare to resist at all.
Disgusting ribbon belong to.
Miss Hanni was very worried about the students' safety and quickly said it was her who did it. At the same time, Matilda used her superpowers to write a curse on the blackboard in the name of Miss Hanni's father. The bad principal started to feel uneasy. Then more supernatural things that only targeted her appeared in the classroom, and she was completely freaked out. Seeing this, the students were not afraid anymore and started to fight back against her. Under their joint effort, the bad principal ran away in a panic and never dared to come back. Miss Hanni got her mansion back successfully and became the new principal of the school. Under her leadership, the students had a happy and enjoyable learning time. In the end, Matilda printed an adoption form for her parents to sign. This time, she wanted to make her own choice and pick a loving and warm home and family again.